guys. Good morning, and it's Sandy Shallis, and welcome to Environmental Coffee House. I today I got inspired. I didn't schedule the show. Hi, Pranker Squire and Tina. I didn't schedule the show. I got inspired by Margaret Klein Solomon and Karen Tracy Jeffers, or Karen Jeffers Tracy, excuse me, who are part of the climate mobilization. And since last week, with all of the controversies and discussions between, Doomerism, alarmism, activism, I got ready for you. So I want to start with something. I found, and I hope my audio is good, because this is another thing I'm doing here, is I'm trying to test, because when I listened back to my show the other day, when I got louder or more animated, I sounded like a shrieking bird, outside. It was horrible. I heard it, and I'm learning these little techniques, and I don't know a lot of them, so I'm doing what I'm doing. Hi, Den. All right, you know what I'm doing is, I'm trying out different times, whatever motivates me. Hi, Warren. Yep, CB. Hey. I'm just being motivated by what happens. I schedule Tuesday nights and Thursday nights and Sunday with Jennifer, but I don't know. When the winter comes, who knows? Depends on how I feel. And I'll tell you the truth, I've been feeling terrible. My back and my neck hurt so bad that I became inspired while laying in bed. And I listened to a video of Margaret Klein Solomon. It was a podcast. And I also, which I'll put links up, I also have written to her. She is in communication with me. She wrote the Facing the Climate Emergency, and she is one of the founders of the climate mobilization, which I think is one of the best out there. Okay. And hi, Jean. She's awake. I'm not going to make those loud noises that seem to make the mic sound the worst. Okay. So I want to read you something first that I found actually last week. And I was reading the work by a psychotherapist named Dabrowski. And this is from 1972. And it is called Psychoneurosis is Not an Illness. Okay. And I don't know how I got onto this. Sometimes my travels on the internet are just amazing. What I may not be able to do physically, I do with my brain. And sometimes even the brain doesn't work. But I'm going to start out with this. Okay, here you go. Be greeted, psychoneurotics, for you see sensitivity and insensitivity of the world, uncertainty among the world's certainties. For you often feel others as you feel yourselves. For you feel the anxiety of the world and its bottomless narrowness and self-assurance. For your phobia of washing your hands from the dirt of the world. For your fear of being locked in the world's limitations. For your fear of the absurdity of existence. For your subtlety in not telling others what you see in them. For your awkwardness in dealing with practical things, and for your practicalness in dealing with unknown things, for your transcendental realism and lack of everyday realism, for your exclusiveness and fear of losing close friends, for your creativity and ecstasy, for your maladjustment to that which is and adjustment to that which ought to be, for your great but unutilized abilities, for the belated appreciation of the real value of your greatness, which never allows the appreciation of the greatness of those who will come after you, for your being treated instead of treating others, for your heavenly power being forever pushed down by brutal force, for that which is present, unsaid, infinite in you, for the loneliness and strangeness of your ways, be greeted and welcome. I thought that was a most apt way to start Saturday morning. Okay, so let's jump into, while everybody's joining, I don't know what Facebook is doing. I can look quickly. You know, you're the when you're the do everything for the show. Oh, there's people from Facebook. Well, that's really cool. Good, because especially when you're not announced, you know, and I don't know what happens. And so I'm going to share things with you. Okay, let's start with Doomerism. Let's start with Wikipedia's Doomerism, all right? And all this that's happened since last week got me thinking about all this, so here we go. Let's look at what is on Wikipedia, all right? All right. So a doomer is someone who believes that global problems, including not limited to ecological exhaustion such as overpopulation and peak oil, climate change and pollution, will cause the collapse of civilization, significant human population die-off, and potentially lead to eventual human extinction. Get a little cup. All right. So the ideology is defined in opposition to more optimistic outlooks in life. Doomers believe that the government corruption, civilian apathy, and or structural oppression are unfixable. Mainstream climate scientist Michael Mann said the doomerism may exacerbate climate change by causing people to feel powerless and not take action against climate change. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can be a little of everything. You don't have to be relegated and labeled into a doomer or doomerism or any of it, because action is so demonstrated by Margaret and Karen and John, who's with us, climate marcher John, who I've had on the show. And we may feel the long-term prospects for our planet, given the melting collapsing Canadian glaciers and the melting Arctic, are not good, but we go on. We go on with our questions. We go on, and I'm going to read you something from her book, but I also have one other article that I pulled up I thought you might be interested in. Before I talk about Margaret a little more, in the genre of, see, nobody knows I'm live. I'm just get started. Well, anyway, okay, here we go. This was an interesting one. This is called Apocalypse Soon. Now, I already went over Schellenberger's Apocalypse Never. Schellenberger. Okay. Climate realism is the new climate denial. I'm probably not going to read the whole thing, but even if you think doomerishly, there's this whole genre of bullshit, and I've talked about that before, that the Heartland Institute gagged me with a spoon. So this one is from the other day, and they're calling it climate realism. All right. So that's another one besides denialism to mix in with the pot that's designed to play with the minds of our young people. And by telling them it's climate realism is that basically it's denialism, but there's nothing wrong. Therefore, they're not going to take action, right? Now, so there's that new chick in town, that Naomi Siebert, and she was created to be the anti-Greta, all right? Going by headlines and poll results, climate change awareness has never been higher. While social media provides fertile ground for propaganda techniques, smear campaigns, fake experts, and conspiracy theories, the increasingly visible proof of climate disruption, along with movements such as Fridays for Future and Extinction Rebellion, seem to be persuading more people by the day, which is yay! Activism, climate mobilization. But climate change denial has not disappeared. Instead, it has shifted. Its adherents adopting new language and tactics. The denial machine has a new communication strategy and an us versus them narrative. Not climate deniers versus climate believers, but climate realists versus climate alarmists. It's a canny approach to discrediting a legitimate scientific warning. By associating themselves with the term realist, those employing this rhetoric reiterate a long-standing principle of climate change denial, that those who warn about catastrophic effects and impacts of climate emergency are out of touch with reality, alarmists who want us to panic rather than think, as 19-year-old German YouTuber and prominent climate skeptic Naomi Siebert has put it. Boy. Evidence is growing that climate alarmists, those peddling the delusion that human cause climate change is destroying the earth, are growing ever more desperate. An article at the Libertarian and Climate Denial Promulgating Heartland Institute, which has employed, she's working for them, okay? She's the new kid in town. Siebt, declared in January. These sorts of sentences present climate science as emotional and deniers as grounded and rational. It's a mind F. Colossal mind F. Curious about the development of this new communicative strategy on social media? We recently collected all English language tweets that contained a set of keywords linked to climate alarmism and realism since the launch of Twitter in 2006. That amounted to a total of 66,561 tweets, with a tweet matching the keywords, first appearing in December 2007. While the use of both expressions on Twitter was negligible till 2016, an average of fewer than 200 tweets per year, the use of the two terms started increasing in 2016. Not until 2019 did the terms climate realism and alarmism become commonplace. Between January 2016 and March 2020, the use of the terms grew by 900%, with the largest yearly increase recorded between 2018 and 19. So really, this is screwed up, you know? And it wasn't a peer-reviewed study, but really, I'm going to... all right, peaks in tweeting activity on alarmism and realism often correspond to high-profile speeches by Swedish activist Greta Thunberg. So these guys basically have created a situation where now, to get the message across that scientists are legitimately getting across, the Heartland Institute will make it that much harder to reach the youth by their own brainwashing campaign and using words like climate realism to hook, line, and sinker and reel them in. Okay? So you're getting them in. You're getting them in, the young ones. It sucks. And while some use the term alarmist, it might be organic, some of it seems more deliberate. So they are just keeping it going, and as accumulating proof of anthropogenic global warming and climate disruption within our ecosystems has made it increasingly difficult for even deep-pocketed deniers to argue against emissions curbing laws in the face of record high temperatures, melting ice caps, and rising seas. I mean, it's in your face. More intense frequent fires, floods, extreme weather events. So how do you keep convincing people that climate change is not an immediate priority and also not humanity's, or more specifically, the fossil fuel industry's responsibility? Oh my God, it's just another fight. It's just another fight. So they've got lots of funding, the Heartland Institute. I've done things on them before. I can't stand them. And I'll probably have some trolls if I ever put that in there in my description. We'll see. They get a lot of dark money. A lot of dark money. Anyway, this one, she said, I guess she didn't keep her contract with Heartland as of April 2020 after facing potential fines from a regional broadcasting authority. The Heartland's YouTuber phase is crucial to understanding of the climate denial machine. She offered a strong online presence to counter Thunberg, creating the perception of an ongoing debate on climate change. Oh, God, I can't stand these people. And I bet they're all Trump supporters, too. I can't even read the rest of it. It pisses me off so much. I'm not going to. You can. We're going to go on to the positive part of this, and that is the book, Facing the Climate Emergency, that I got. Don't look at, I am all bruised up and banged up from doing stuff. Facing the Climate Emergency. And that is Margaret Klein Solomon. And the climate mobilization, which is exciting and I think awesome. Despite whether you are a doomer, boomer, gloomer, environmentalist, eco-environmentalist, whatever you are, if there has to be a label, there is a blueprint for action. And I'm really excited to read the book. I haven't read it yet. I just got it in the mail. And here, just the prologue. Did you know you have a calling, an epic calling, a heroic calling? It's probably grander than anything you have let yourself imagine outside of your dreams. You are supposed to save the world. That's why you're here, alive in a time of great consequence. We, humanity, are putting together a team of heroes to cancel the apocalypse, to protect ourselves and the natural world from catastrophic collapse. You might not realize it, but you are on the roster. Your jersey is sitting in your locker. We need to figure out your position and get you into emotional shape. The first is to step up, to show up, to practice. We are waiting for you. Unlike most self-help guides, my goal, this is Margaret, is not to make you happy. And it's certainly not to help you avoid pain. This is not about feeling good or finding satisfaction. Those will likely be side effects of fully embracing your mission and living in climate truth. Which is exactly what those turds at the Heartland Institute are lying about. Climate truth. So her goal is to maximize your potential, right? To meet the greatest challenge humanity has ever faced. I will show you how. There's no time to waste. So I'm going to read the book, and I hopefully will have Margaret on as a guest. I did see her on Nicole Sandler's show, and it was a great interview, and the links are on Nicole's website. I could probably find it and put it up here. And then I hope to have on with me Karen, Tracy, and Climate Marcher John will come on with me again too. You know, we're no matter what, like I said, and I always say this, just get active. And if I had a better physical outlook, I would be a lot more active, because I think the climate mobilization is the kind of organization, from everything I've read on the website, that should be enveloped into all of your local environmental groups because things happen. Things happen. Fires, floods, everything's happening. And this is a worldwide type of organization. It's an all fit local communities. Obviously, there's local communities everywhere. So let's delve into that as part of the Environmental Coffee House mission. And I've got one more thing, too. I'm working on with Jonathan. Jonathan O is he's really the editor of the Facebook page. And we are going to do some, we're going to do a survey together. And we're maybe going to put something together about that survey. And it has to do with conspiracy theories and belief systems. And we are putting together a survey with 12 points: TV, radio, social media, religious organization, family, friends, scientific community. We're working on something to put together, probably to maybe even, who knows, maybe write an article, and we don't know, but we're on a bit of a mission. And then I have one more thing here. This was interesting too, you know. I figured I'd share. I come across these interesting things. This was on Reddit, and this person was just angry. And can people stop with the fucking climate change nihilism? Quote, not really a hot take or anything, but I am really getting pissed off by this. Every time I'm online and see a story about new predictions on climate change, there's always at least one comment that goes something along the lines of, humanity is fucked, or we deserve this. This is the type of behavior that's only going to hurl us to the point of no return and serves no purpose other than to make an excuse to brush off the issue. This crisis has provided humans with the perfect opportunity to address the root of the problem and come to terms with the slanted and fucked up designs of many of our societies. And just turning one's back to it with a we deserve this is kind of a fascist, apolitical action made by someone who either doesn't understand the problem, which I was accused of, or is living in an environment where the consequences of this won't affect them. Well, that's not true because I live in an environment. But that comment actually kind of, it hit me. And it hit me because I fall into that negativity, but I never let it bring me down to where I just will either stop doing what I can, which might be minuscule compared to others. There's so many of you out there. So let me look at the chat and see what's going on. Okay, let's see. Keith, yeah, see, you sort of agree with her, but ranting is not the answer. But I have the answer up there, facing the climate emergency and getting interested. You know, I know that, okay, hey, I know you feel like the past point of no return. But maybe a 14-year-old doesn't, or an 18-year-old doesn't. Something has to speak to them. Do you think they should be climate realists? I don't know. I think that we should do what we could do. And, right. I never give up hope. You shouldn't either. Because then you're stealing from the young ones. And whether or not you feel that there's overpopulation, it's a problem. Don't steal their hope. Yes, hopium. Yes, everybody. I could get a lot of criticism here for even blah, blah. And I don't really give two shits. I don't care. And I'm going to delve further into this. Fairy dust, if you have no hope, why don't you have hope for like just tomorrow? Just for tomorrow. I know it's not. Look, it's not easy to tell someone who is depressed and who gets all this and reads it to have hope. But if not for you, How about for somebody else, something else, some other species? You know? How about looking at it? Look at your doomership as something to initiate you into maybe one species. Pick a species, okay? Okay, my species, what would I pick? I would pick I'd pick the badgers. I'd pick forest dwellers, badgers. Forest dweller. He does the badgers. His research is on the badgers and the little critters. There. He's picked his. And he's a doomer. How are you? So he picked his. And he's still doing something meaningful. He has a channel. Sama has 49 years of doom. I think doom has been with me my whole entire life, but it's never stopped me from living my whole entire life. And Jean said, it really helps to focus on creating art, music, dance, or helping one project. Exactly. Art, music, and dance. I find music for me, sometimes music is transcending, and sometimes it can be a little depressing if I choose things that trigger me. I think we all have that music that triggers us, that kind of music we like to listen to when we're really feeling shitty and we want to be down in the dumps, so you put on a Janis Joplin song or a Jimi Hendrix song or something old and, make you cry because you want to cry. Yeah. Hey, forest. Fairy dust. All your frogs died? The thing I picked are gone? Maybe not. Start your own little farm. Oh, world without money. Adam, you're here? Death acceptance. You guys are having a conversation about death acceptance. Well, see, as an older person, I have accepted that. I don't say I welcome it on because I'm not finished. My story's not done yet. I don't think anybody here's story is done yet. And certainly not if you read the book. Let's read Margaret's book. All right, guys. I have been on for 28 minutes. I gave myself a 30-minute deadline today. I think I covered a whole lot of stuff. I didn't make a video. I hope I gave you a day of a little inspiration. Just the shit. I've lived a shitty life and a good life, bad life. I've had shit happen. I've been beat to shit by guys. I've had a life of craziness. But you wake up, you get to the point where either you want to prevent that shit from happening to the younger people, or you make something about not you. Life has beaten me down so many times. It's beating me down right now in a lot of ways. But I'm still trying to do this. And I'd love to bring the climate mobilization to my town, to my environmental group. So there you go. All right. This ain't about me. And Forrest, you're locked in the house making longbows for a week. Oh, see, creative. He's making things. Hey, Schutzy, for those about to rock, we salute you. Yay. I wish I could stop. I wish I could finish with a wonderful song, that I wouldn't get a copyright on. Anthony, he's going to plant a tree today. Yeah, I'm going to go out to the garden and I'm going to go pick up Art, the kid that helps me, that I talk to ad nauseum about all of this. And enlighten as he's working, helping me in the garden, doing stuff I can't do. And this time it's weeds because I don't even have it in me to lay on the yoga mat to pick the weeds. And fighting slugs. I mean, my life is about that garden all summer. This and the garden. And my husband cut himself last night. God, at work. It's always something. See, that's like Rosanna Dana said. It's always... I can't even do her. It's always something. So I got to go tend to an injury, tend to a garden, like all of our lives. It's just great to see you guys. And thanks, Warren. Yeah, hit like, subscribe if you're not. And it's been a good day. I'm glad you all came. Don't forget, I think Kevin goes on at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock. I'm giving plugs to everybody. That's what I do. We have so many people. Collapse Chronicles, Natural Progressive. We have Desert File. We have Hoople's Cat. I mean, so many wonderful channels doing the same things in their own way. Snork, you're in Iowa. You will go outside and farther today and happily knowing Trump and Biden are downwind. Somebody had to get more political than I already did with the Heartland Institute. Listen, Snork, write to me on the email about technical issues. I need you and Osama to help me figure out some stuff. Hi, Ed Summers. All right. I'll add you to the broadcast. Robert. Yes, Robert, Warren, CB, all of you, have a great day. Peace out. I'm going to work. All right.